limbs and branches everywhere.
This time I lost, I'd say, half the tree.
Booking a tree removal crew is the hottest ticket in town after this weekend's snowstorm.
I found out today that they had 250 calls.
Busy.
Very busy.
What you should do, though, before hauling away your own debris.
Shady movers targeting Coloradans as they move into new homes.
I did not realize that this company was brokering our move, and that's exactly what they did. They brokered it to somebody else.
The steps you can take to protect your belongings and your money.
Plus, up 2-1, the Avs fight for control of the series against the Blues.
He scores!
And we begin tonight with more drought relief. And this time it doesn't involve downed trees. A live look now over the downtown Denver area tonight. And you can see the shine of the wet roads out there as a steady rain falls across the metro.
Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson leads us off tonight and tell us just how long this is going to stick around. Mike?
We get about another 24 hours of showers coming our way with not a lot of moisture in terms of the amount that'll show up in the rain gauge, but we'll take all we can get in this month of May, typically our wettest month of the year. This is the view up on the Boulder Mall, Pearl Street. We're seeing some light shower activity there, and it's going to continue up that way. There are rain showers at lower elevations. The snow level is about 7,500 to 8,000 feet. No advisories are in effect for tonight, but we'll get a few inches of snow in the mountains and perhaps a few tenths of an inch of rain at lower elevations. Here is the view across the state. The heaviest of the moisture is going to stay over southern sections of Colorado, and even that's not going to be a huge rain, but maybe a quarter inch or so coming up over the next 24 hours. Here's the news as far as temperatures. They're not going to be all that cold tonight. We're at 47 degrees. There's no risk of snow, no risk of any freezing temperatures for lower elevations, but just a chilly late May rain coming our way. Showers and storms tonight and tomorrow, cooler than average, but warmer as we head toward the weekend, and dry, and 80s are expected by the end of the week. How about that full Memorial Day weekend forecast? I'll have that coming up for you in about 15 minutes.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. And cleanup continues across the metro tonight, days after a winter storm brought down, snow and lots of tree branches. Now, the snow obviously is mostly melted, leaving behind, though, a giant mess.
Denver 7's CB Cotton went to Centennial tonight, where neighbors are finding out the hard way. Might be some time before crews can make it to their homes.
In this Centennial neighborhood, this downed tree behind me is one of many. I spoke with a homeowner, and she's eager to get this cleaned up, but it won't be until later on this week. More than the usual neighborhood traffic was heard off of Easter Avenue in Centennial this weekend.
Maybe a thump.
Karen Ram says on Saturday morning she looked in her front yard to find broken and split branches.
I took a picture of this tree just to show it made it, and then I came to the door and there it was gone. So while I was chatting with somebody.
Before that, she had already seen a tree in her backyard that took a beating.
I've been working with the arborist on this tree for as long as I've lived here to keep it alive. And this is what happened.
As Xcel Energy crews continue their work through Monday evening, restoring power to those who lost it during the May snowstorm, tree cleanup.
I care a lot for my landscape.
They take a bit longer. Denver 7 spoke to several landscapers, arborists, and other tree removal services. All say they're inundated with calls. Ram heard the same thing too when she called.
I called on Saturday, and I'm a longtime customer, so he called back. I just left him a message. And he was kind enough to call back. I found out today that they had 250 calls. They're dealing with all the trees that have fallen on the power lines. And this one across the street, the whole pole came down. So they're in the process of replacing that now.
This spring Colorado cleanup, no doubt, will continue through the week. CB Cotton, Denver 7.
What a mess. And if you have branches or limbs that you're trying to get rid of, we put together a complete list of drop-off locations all over the metro on the denverchannel.com, and rules are different for each city.
And tonight, nearly 900 people are without power here in the metro. Xcel tells us that all outages from the storm have been resolved and that these outages are not related to the storm. So we asked Xcel for more information, and so far, no response.
So we have some encouraging news for the crews battling multiple wildfires in Colorado. The Sims fire out near Montrose in western Colorado, now 100% contained. This fire's burned about 300 acres since it ignited on Wednesday. Firefighters also making good progress on the Plumtaw fire near Pagosa Springs. This one is 51% contained. Earlier today, it was 33% contained.
All right, let's talk summer moving season. It's getting started, and so are the shady movers.
Well, Contact Denver 7's already getting emails from people who have lost thousands of dollars and sometimes everything they own.
And we asked our consumer investigator, Jacqueline Allen, to break down the top moving mistakes she sees so you don't make them.
I'm going to be straight with you. There is maximum shadiness in the mostly unregulated moving industry and minimum protection for you and your stuff. So let me walk you through what people do wrong so you can get it right.
It's just heartbreaking.
Brett Freegon graciously agreed to be our what not to do example, starting with hiring his mover.
I actually found Mile High Van Lines, which interested me because I'm a big fan of Denver. I grew up with John Elway and the Broncos. So,
I mean, go Broncos, yes, but this is not how you find a reputable mover.
I just thought, what the heck? They looked pretty good.
Moving mistake number one, not doing your research. The BBB shows this company has an F rating, an alert, dozens of complaints. On protectyourmove.gov, again, multiple complaints. I'm Jacqueline Allen, I'm with Denver 7. If you look for a physical location, Mile High Van Lines is supposedly in this nondescript warehouse in North Denver we went to check out. We're at the office now. Is there someone here who can talk to us?
I don't think so. They used to rent a place from us, but I think they moved out.
Bringing me to moving mistake number two. Too good to be true. Take it from Colorado's top cop, Attorney General Phil Weiser.
You may look for a deal, and that's what gets people in trouble.
Time for a red flag roundup. A low estimate, sight unseen, over the phone or online. A large deposit required before the move. And a claim that you have more belongings than estimated on moving day.
We were just dumbfounded.
That's what happened to Brett. This $14,000 estimate ballooned when the movers arrived, adding an extra $8,000.
And they said, well, if you read the fine print, of course, on the estimate, you know, it shows that it could change. And I understand that estimates change, and I was willing to pay 5-10% over, but this was 50% over what the original estimate was.
Moving mistake number three. Don't just get it in writing, read the fine print. Your contract should have delivery dates and consequences for damage or late delivery. When Brett tried to fight the charge, he discovered moving mistake number four, the broker blunder.
And that's exactly what they did. They brokered it to somebody else. And then you really have no recourse at all because there's too many players involved here.
I hate to say it, his story is not even that bad. I've been reporting for years on one Colorado company, H&M Movers, repeatedly accused of holding people's items hostage for months, demanding more money.
Does Colorado need stronger laws to protect people from moving scams?
We're going to continue to look at whether our laws are providing sufficient consequences.
Until then, friends, we are on our own. Moving is the Wild West. You're not protected, so you have to protect yourself with knowledge. For Contact Denver 7, I'm Jacqueline Allen.
All right, tough lessons learned. Good stuff, though, Jacqueline. And if you think you have been a victim of a moving scam, maybe you know somebody else who has. Contact Denver 7 would like to hear from you. You can reach out by calling that number on your screen or send us an email, contact7@thedenverchannel.com.
Public safety taking center stage in Aurora tonight. This evening, the City Council voted to adopt the strategic plan for a youth violence prevention program. Council also approved an additional $1.5 million in funding for its safety and security grant program, bringing the total to $4.5 million. Business owners will now be able to apply for a $20,000 grant to boost security and buy things like alarms, lights, and cameras. And before that vote, Aurora City leaders found themselves taking heat from residents. Earlier today, Mayor Mike Hoffman called out council members Juan Marcano and Crystal Murillo for using taxpayer funds to attend a conference in Paris, France. Well, during public comment tonight, one speaker blasted Kaufman for focusing on the council members' actions instead of issues like youth violence.
It disappoints me because the children in my community continue to be impacted by the violence, and yet you're focusing on things that are not creating safety in our community. And I wish you would do that.
Later on, another speaker called out Marcano and Murillo for traveling on the taxpayer dime while Coloradans struggled to pay bills.
There are many people that live in Aurora that do not have the capability to pay gas. They don't even have the ability to pay for rent and so forth.
Marcano says he and Murillo did nothing wrong, adding the council members are given $7,000 a year to attend conferences and for professional development. Mayor Kaufman says he will put forward a proposal to bar council members from using taxpayer money to attend international conferences.
Dealing cocaine and selling booze to minors. 2 bars in Denver could be losing their licenses. Today, the Department of Excise and License issued an order to show cause to Sancho's Broken Arrow on East Colfax and So Many Roads, 1 West 1st Avenue. According to police, undercover investigators witnessed employees at both bars selling cocaine, serving alcohol to underage customers, and committing some other violations. Denver 7 reached out to the owners of both bars. We have not yet heard back. The Department of Excise and Licenses declined our interview request because they say the case is active. So an order to show cause requires a business to explain to the city why its license should not be suspended or revoked. So hearings for both these businesses are scheduled for June 21st. Take a look at this. Former Broncos player charged with assault for fighting with a United Airlines employee. Video from this has gone viral today. It shows Brendan Langley exchanging jabs with this worker at Newark Airport in New Jersey. So it's not clear right now what led up to the fight, but according to TMZ, that United employee has been fired. Langley played cornerback for the Broncos from 2017 to 18, registering a total of 6 tackles.
It is game 4 of the second round of the NHL playoffs for the Avalanche, and tonight the Avs are looking to take a commanding 3-1 lead against the Blues. We were at McGregor Square this evening, where Avs fans were hoping to see the team take its next step towards a first Western Conference Finals appearance since 2002.
I'm feeling pretty confident. I don't know, being up 2-1 is just a good feeling overall. I'm excited to see how the rest of the series goes. I'm excited. It's my life, my whole life I've been an Avs fan. Just kind of watching for the last 20 years, waiting for my time at least in my life to watch us win a Stanley Cup. So we'll see.
Yeah, looking good. Lionel will have highlights from Game 4 coming up in sports. Game 5 at Ball Arena is set for Wednesday night. And a big storyline heading into tonight's game have been threats targeting Avs center Nazem Kadri. Kadri was involved in a collision that injured Blues goaltender Jordan Binnington during the first period of Game 3 on Saturday. There was no penalty. The Avs went on to win 5-2. Well, the Avs say they are working with St. Louis police regarding the threats.
The snow for the mountains, rain on the plains for now, but the weekend forecast looks great.
School's almost out, meaning many kids will have to fend for themselves for lunch every day. You can help make sure your child has a meal each day this summer.
And a summertime favorite just days away from opening for the season.